Hi, my name is Gobind and this is your channel for grace. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and checking it out. Please give the video a thumbs up and also subscribe if you're new to this channel. So this video is actually a preview of what spring 2020 will bring astrologically, and I have notes that I want to talk about, so just bear with me as I get through everything I want to say. This video is also an invitation to join me to dive deep into the astrology for the next 3 months. If there is a catchphrase that I would use to describe the next 3 months is, you ain't seen nothing yet. Because honestly, the next 3 months are literally going to intensify. Things are going to intensify, and we have to keep it real. Since the beginning of the year, we've already seen huge changes happening at our own individual level, but also at a worldwide level. We just had the most powerful transit of the century, which was the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. It was a conjunction that only happens every 30 or so years, but in Capricorn, it happens only every 500 years. So we are literally beginning an entire new 500-year cycle. We're in the midst. So in the last 500 years, what began was the Protestant Reformation. Leonardo da Vinci was 16th century. It was like major revolutionary shifting, structural shifting. We're in the midst of a huge transformation right now. And this type of change will change the structure of the world as we know it. There is no choice here. We cannot resist the change. It is happening whether we want it to or not. We are also in the middle of a precessional shift from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. If you've studied the ages, the great ages, right? They begin with the age of Leo about 11,500 years ago. The age of Leo moves into the age of Cancer. The age of Cancer moves into the age of Gemini. The age of Gemini moves into the age of Taurus. The age of Taurus moves into the age of Aries. The age of Aries moves into the age of Pisces, which is the age that we are leaving, and the age that we're coming into next is the age of Aquarius. And there's a significance here because Aquarius and Leo, the very first age was Leo, and Aquarius, they're at the opposite ends of the spectrum. So this is like a full moon energy. That whole time since 11,500 years ago is coming to some kind of fruition. And we are literally here living in this time. It's insane. But in this new age of Aquarius, our hearts are going to open. We're going to see the truth. We're going to be transparent. Like the truth will be transparent. It will be clear what's going on. And we're going to focus on humanitarian issues. And it is basically known as the age of enlightenment. So what I see in 2020 is the Great Awakening. This is a time of great change. This is a time of turmoil. This is a time of release, of death, rebirth, and then a new life. And the crazy thing about the astrology of this year is that the next 3 months are going to intensify this energy. Things are not going to get easier. They're literally going to get crazier. For example, let me share with you some of the stuff that's happening in the next 3 months. We start spring. We start the spring equinox. A few days later, we have the new moon in Aries, which we just had. This new moon marks the theme for the entire new astrological year. Saturn moves into Aquarius. He's guiding us towards the age of Aquarius. We go from that to the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction, which will happen 3 times total before 2020 is over. And that conjunction amplifies Pluto's powers to destroy and transform. Then the nodes switch into Gemini and Sagittarius, realigning us to a new collective destiny. The Pluto goes retrograde, followed by Saturn, Venus, and Jupiter. And then eclipse season begins, followed by Mercury and Neptune retrogrades. That happens in June. Mars, which is the planet of war, enters its ruling sign of Aries at the end of June and remains in Aries for a 6-month transit because it actually goes retrograde in Aries. It's unheard of to have Mars in Aries for that long. And then we begin the summer solstice with the second Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. So things are not going to get easier. They're going to intensify. In order to navigate these times with some sort of calmness, we must be aware of what is going on astrologically, because astrology is like our mirror. As above, so below. For thousands of years, humans have used astrology to mythically understand what's going on with themselves, psychologically, what's going on with the world, with human beings, at large. The planets can show us what's coming. And this won't change the fact that life can still be a little bit crazy and not easy, but what it does do is it helps us to focus on what's really important right now. And that's to stay grounded, centered, and become the observer, while also anchoring the light and aligning with our inner being, our inner fire, that creative life force energy. Join me as we dive deep into the astrology of the next 3 months, looking at all of those transits that I just talked about, all the ingresses, all the conjunctions, all the retrogrades, and what this means for us collectively, but what it actually means for you individually in your chart. We're going to go through all of that. We go live on Saturday, March 28th, 2020, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. If you're watching this after the fact, you can still purchase the replay. The link to sign up is below. I'll see you guys on Saturday.